The Detroit Pistons are riding the NBA's worst losing streak in one season. They've lost 27 games in a row, and if Cade Cunningham can do something about it, it'll be the NBA's all-time worst losing streak at 28 games. But lucky for Cade, he came to play against the Boston Celtics early. It's Cunningham putting on a show trying to end this darn losing streak. Cade putting the Pistons on his back, and boy was he shooting. 31 points for Cade at the half. The NBA's worst team up on the NBA's best by 19. But there was a second half, and Jason Tatum and Kristaps Porzingis came to play. It's Tatum and Porzingis bringing the Celtics all the way back. That deuce counts plus the foul. In transition we go is Kristaps Porzingis for show. We're tied at 82. Fourth quarter, it appears as if though the Celtics have grabbed control of this game. It's Porzingis spinning and scoring. And then Tatum, more aggressive, little boy day tomorrow. Porzingis lining up the tray. He had 35 points, his most as a Celtic. Does Detroit have a response? This time around they do. Fight back, Craig. Jaden Ivey nails the three. We're tied at 106. Here comes Tatum. This, after replay, was called goaltending on Cade. As you can see, it does appear to hit the backboard first. Tatum had 31 points himself. Pistons get a chance to win. Cunningham, no, but Bojan Bogdanovic on the rebound and score. Yes, we're tied at 108. Last chance for the Celtics in regulation. Tatum gets a chance to call game. It's no good. We will go to OT in the extra period. Ivy nails another three, but then here comes the mean green. Drew Holiday and one. Derek White, top of the key. The Celtics lead it by 4. And when it's winning time, Porzingis leaks out. And just like that, the Detroit Pistons have now lost 28 games in a row. A tough one of the 28. They fall to the Celtics 128-122 in OT. If you are like me and love flexing your NBA knowledge, you should head over to the best place to play fantasy sports. That's Underdog Fantasy. For me, I love the pick'em game. It's super simple to play too. All you gotta do is go to the Underdog Fantasy website or app, pick whether a player will have a higher or lower stat line for that game, get all your picks right, and you can win up to 20 times your money. And when you sign up, if you use my code FERRO, your deposit will get doubled. You can't beat that. Again, head over to today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy's website or app, use my code FERRO, and your first deposit will get doubled. Ladies and gentlemen, the Oklahoma City Thunder are an ever so growing band. I need you to understand, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the leader of this band, but he's not alone. Thunder hosting the Knicks. First quarter, you get introduced to Michael Jackson. It's SGA. But man, I need you to understand these other Jacksons can sing too. Here goes Jermaine. Chet Holmgren with the deuce. On the other end, it's Julius Randle answering with a tray ball of his own. But here we go back to that band again. ABC. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. SGA inside. And then Holmgren grinding for the deuce. The rookies like, who? Who a rookie? Been there, done that. And then SGA putting the moves on Randle. Julius can't believe it, but it's a foul, bro. Third quarter. More members of the band stepping up and stepping out. Jalen Williams, trust and believe he had himself a game. Other end, it's Brunson knocking down the deuce plus the foul. He's on that SGA type of time. He probably put in the same type of grind. Brunson had 24. SGA had more. Look at him spin, winning and dealing on the Knickerbockers. Can Randle get some get back? Yes, he can. I thought he was about to rock the rim. The finesse, grown man layup from Randle. He had 25. Thunder still chucking that thing. It's Williams again for 3. And then Jalen finds Holmgren. A 22-point effort. The Thunder are up by 6. Midway through the fourth, it's SGA. He had a 36-point night. Holmgren comes up with the huge block on Randall. He thought it was a goaltend. Alexander finds Williams. He matches SGA with a 36-piece himself. You get 94 points from the big three in OKC, and they win at home by 9. Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors got some company in town. It's Jimmy Butler. He's there at least, but not playing, out with a calf injury. But the rest of the Heat came, I promise. So you do have a highlight. Heat Warriors from San Francisco win a little something like this first quarter. Tyler Hero nails the deuce. And then some of the others for the Warriors step it on up. It's Brandon Podziemski for 3. And then inside we go, Dario Saric showing you what hard work, dedication, and grind can do. But then Miami decides to go on a bit of a run. All love from Kevin. And then Hero, not playing hero ball, but showing you that he can rock that thing. Tyler had 26. Miami's up by double digits. Here comes the Warriors, at least for a second. Here's Curry nailing the 3, but he only nailed 3 field goals in this one. More on that in a second. We call that a tease in the business, ladies and gentlemen. Bam Adebayo was better than that. He had 17 points and 11 boards. Here is that tease. Third quarter, which Steph is one of the greatest third quarter players of all time, statistically. Not in this one. Steph couldn't buy a bucket. Just 3 of 15 from the field for the legend, the chef. 13 points, 5 assists for Curry. Mama said there'll be days like this. The Heat having a good one. It's Hero and Bam taking over this basketball game. How about Adebayo finding Jaime Jaquez, figuring it out on the fly? It's the Heat flying past the Warriors. 114-102 is your final. LaMelo Ball looking like $1 million in LA. The only problem is he ain't playing in LA as he continues to rehab. It's the Hornets taking on the Lakers. Crypto.com arena. Got to see LeBron throw a no-look dime to Anthony Davis. Look at Miles Bridges smiling. You got me. Bridges would get the Lakers too, though. How about Miles nailing the deuce over the King? Hornets take the early lead, but you got to give the Lakers a lot of credit. They stay true to the plan. Let's move the basketball. Good things happen. D'Angelo Russell nails the 3. And then LeBron keeping it himself and scoring it himself. See, the rules don't apply to him. He kind of can do like whatever he wants. But back to the moving the ball. LeBron finds Reeves. Austin nails the 3. The Lakers take the lead midway through the second quarter. Charlotte got some fight left in them. Brandon Miller, you can go ahead and get that one framed, nailing the 3 over Braun. And then Anthony Davis giving out picture frames, a poster to Nick Richards. AD gonna get a technical foul for his efforts. You cannot follow guys after you dunk on them. That's disrespectful. That's taunting. AD still dunking. LeBron still finding. Lakers got the lead as we take a break. Third quarter. It's LeBron keeping it himself again and scoring it himself. LeBron, 17 points, 11 assists. Here's one more of those dimes. AD, as you can see, was on the receiving end of most of those dimes. Davis had 26 points, a game high. Hachimura and the Lakers take care of business late. Rui grinding inside, exposing that Hornets defense or lack thereof. Good find here from D'Lo. It's Hachimura catching Bridges slipping. Watch your head top. And then to close this highlight out, it's D'Angelo Russell nailing one more 3. The Lakers beat the Hornets going away. Your final in this one is 133-112. That's skunk, ain't it? Now, we know the Spurs made the right move drafting Victor Wembanyama at number 1, but the question is, did the Portland Trailblazers make the right move drafting Scoot Henderson at 3? Spurs Blazers gets us a chance to check out 2 of the highest drafted guys in last year's draft. You see Scoot Henderson there with the score, but this game belonged to the rookie in white. His name is Victor Wembanyama. Game so great, make you want to smack your mama. Wembanyama blowing past Scoot and throwing it down. And then Jeremy Sohan in transition on a do-it-himself mission. I swear, you never know what you're getting from Jeremy Sohan. On any given night, he can be a completely different player. 16.7 rebounds for Sohan. Wembanyama back to work. Got the Spurs up by 26 early. How about Wembanyama putting Scoot on the glass? Thank goodness if you're a Portland fan, Ibu Baji was there for his first NBA bucket. Wembanyama's in his first season, but he's already gotten a lot of buckets. This game was no different. The big fella nails the three. Blazers would make a game of this one as Malcolm Brogdon responds with a three of his own. Then Devin Vassell joins the highlight for a little rim action. And then how about Jeremy Grant? Softly putting that bad boy in. He had 29 points in this one. When it's winning time, though, the Spurs just got up entirely too many points out the gate as Wembanyama shows you one of his 7 blocks. Dougie McDermott nails the three, and then Victor Wembanyama on the receiving end of another easy dunk. When you're 7'4", things come to you a lot easier than most of us mere humans. 30 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists for Vic. Spurs win by 13. Listen, there's no Joel Embiid, so if you came to this Sixers-Rockets highlight looking for defense, you are 1,000% in the wrong place. But if you came looking for offense, I got you on that one. Fred VanVleet kicks his highlight off with a three. It's Houston taking the early lead. But somebody had to guard Tyrese Maxey, and let's just say the Rockets didn't have a lot of success. Now, Maxey's going to miss here, and then Houston takes advantage in transition. Jalen Green with the easy juice. How about defense leading the offense from Tyree Eason? But then in the second quarter, Maxey gets tired of missing, and he just stops missing. He goes on a heck of a spurt. No Embiid, no problem for Maxey in quarter number 2. How about 19 in the frame? By halftime, Maxey's already got 27 points. Third quarter, Jalen Green catches the Sixers slipping, no Embiid. That means he can easily throw down dunks. And then VanVleet, he had 33 points. Alperen Şengün had some meaningful contributions. How about 28, 8, and 7 for Şengün, ball faking and dunking. The Rockets regain the 8-point lead. Let's go to the fourth quarter. This one is still interesting. It's Tobias Harris. Beautiful footwork. And then this time around, not as much footwork, but the same result, a bucket. Harris had 22. So 1-point game, under 5 to go. It's that man again. Maxey goes for 42 points. Rockets could use one. VanVleet delivers, and him and Pat Bev were chirping a lot of this one. As you can see, VanVleet's like, you can't guard me. DeAnthony Melton scores the deuce. It's a 1-point game, 30 seconds to go. How about this play for Bev? Getting some get back on VanVleet and the Rockets, and he's chirping back at VanVleet as Marcus Morris nails the 3 plus the foul. Houston's now down 5. Jalen Green had 31. That 3 cuts their deficit down to 2. After free throws, the Rockets get a chance, down 3. 8 seconds to go. Green finds Jock Landale. You got to think Jalen Green and Houston wanted Landale to kick that thing back out so he could get a 3-point attempt up. Unfortunately for the Rockets, doesn't play out that way. Landale misses the bunny, and the Sixers hold on the road to beat a very feisty Rockets team by 4. James Harden and the Los Angeles Clippers were without Kawhi Leonard for their matchup against the Memphis Grizzlies, but Ja Morant and company were without great health as Ja and other Grizzlies were dealing with flu-like symptoms. As you can see, Morant gets the bucket, but he tired, y'all. He is tired trying to keep up with the bearded one and the Clippers as Harden nails the 3. More of Ja just trying to catch his breath, dealing with those flu-like symptoms. The Rockets could care less, though. Kobe Brown beats the first quarter buzzer. And then how about Harden up top to his California brethren, Russell Westbrook. By the way, Brody's so athletic still, he actually had to come down, wait till the rock got lower, to catch that one because he was so high. As Ja and Marcus Smart get to it, Smart had 22 points, Ja had 19 and 10. It's the Grizzlies, though, trailing behind a lot of highlight plays from the Clippers. You see there is Terrence Mann beating the second quarter buzzer. And then PG-13 gets it going in quarter number 3. George had 13 in the frame, and just like that, the Clippers are in this thing. They up 16 points, and they not done. Amir Coffey in transition, throwing down the slammer. And then George capping off his really good quarter with the long deuce. Fourth quarter, it's the NBA. Everybody makes a run, especially when you got game like Desmond Bane. He nails the deuce and then kicks that thing outside the Smart. Memphis now down by 8. But when it's winning time, Clippers had too much of a balanced attack in this one. Ivica Zubac crashes the boards, and Norman Powell goes glass. Just like that, it's the Clippers getting the 117-106 win over the Grizzlies. Let's try it again. Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns get some good news. Bradley Beal is back in the lineup again after missing time, after he missed time. I know that's kind of crazy to say, but it's exactly what I meant. Suns hosting the Charlotte Hornets, which means they had to deal with scary hours, and boy, was it scary in the first. Terry Rozier had 42 points, but the Suns brought their A game for a change. Yusuf Nurkic, Lil Boy Day Tomorrow, the grown man deuce. And then that man, the easy money sniper, was in his PG bag in this one. More on him in a second, but first, let's show some love to the second overall pick in last year's draft, Brandon Miller, pulling up. And then Durant's pulling up. KD had 21 points. His best contribution to the Suns in this one, though, was his assist. That one to Booker, who nails the 3. And then Booker, still grinding, still scoring. D-Book had 35, third quarter. There's Bradley Beal. He didn't do a lot of scoring, but he was mostly in decoy mode as Booker and the Suns had more than enough points. A lot of the points came from this dude. Eric Gordon's been complaining about his role within that Suns organization. He turned into Bradley Beal in this one. And then Nurkic turned into Yusuf Nurkic. 24 points, 15 rebounds for him. Durant was Kevin Durant. And then Durant is going to look and say, I'm one of the greatest scorers of all time. I can do stuff like that. The Suns are going to get a very necessary dub behind Eric Gordon's 21 points. He nailed 7 3-pointers. I told you he was in his Bradley Beal bag. It's 133 for Phoenix and only 119 for Charlotte, which means the team at home won. Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves get the distinguished honor of playing LeBron James on his 39th born day. Happy birthday, LeBron. First quarter, he's giving the T-Wolves a gift, though. And then AD giving LeBron the greatest gift possible, good health. AD with the bucket. And then Davis tracking down the loose rock and scoring. It's the Lakers up a deuce. We're still in the first. How about Anthony Edwards showing the NBA's present, what the NBA's future looks like. And then in the second, it's LeBron showing AE what the last 21 years been like, his signature dunk. And then not only is LeBron statistically the greatest scorer of all time, he's also statistically one of the greatest dimers of all time. He goes behind the back to Rui Hachimura. AE goes right at Davis and scores. Little Georgia swag from the Georgia boy. Lakers fighting with the T-Wolves. It's AD. He had a monster game, 33 points and 17 boards. But Edwards could care less. He was on one himself. He had 31 points. How about Davis going in reverse fashion, finding LeBron for the alley-oop? And then Edwards attacking the rim with ferocity. The T-Wolves up one possession. Naz Reid catches Davis trying to rotate over. It's Naz throwing down the dunk. And then Davis said, enough of that. Let me get back to my spot where I can be the most effective. The huge rejection on Jay McDaniels. And then Edwards is like, I'm going to shoot that thing so high, nobody's blocking my shot. T-Wolves up by 4. Here comes the birthday boy, LeBron, using his right but going left. Make that make sense. And a couple words for his former teammate, Troy Brown. Lakers down by a deuce. 3 minutes to go. It's Mike Conley on the baseline and doing probably the best thing you could do with it, finding AE for 3. Lakers now down by 7, but not out of it. It's Davis. Somehow, some way for his team, he made the long distance call and made a play. He nails the 3. Lakers down by 4. It's Conley. Been doing this thing for a little minute. T-Wolves up 7, but the Lakers make a last-second push. They're down 3 with 2 seconds to go. It's LeBron on his board day, seemingly making the game, tying 3, but the refs call it a 2 on the floor, and after further review, confirm that LeBron long jump shot was only a 2, and then LeBron tries to tie the game up at the buzzer and force OT on his birthday, but who wants to play extra minutes on your birthday? So LeBron misses at the rim, and it's the T-Wolves winning a tight one, spoiling LeBron's birthday. LeBron believes the refs spoiled him. It's Minnesota 108, it's Los Angeles 106. Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors looking to right some of their season wrongs against Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. First quarter. Let's keep in mind, Luka has had his struggles against the Warriors in the past, specifically the playoffs a couple years ago. This ain't the playoffs, and that ain't the same Warriors team. And let me tell you something, that ain't the same Luka Doncic. Luka going off early. The Warriors get Gary Payton II back. He's been out since late November. And how about GP2 instantaneously making a play on Luka the block? And then Gary Payton II is rewarded for his efforts with the score. The Warriors feeding off of his energy. It's Curry nailing the 3. But then Luka realizes just who the heck he is. Up top we go to Derek Lively for the alley-oop. The glove, huh? What Michael Jordan say, I had no problems with the glove. For the ones that get it, they do. The ones that don't, they don't. Luka nailing the jump shot in the 3rd. The Mavs are up double digits. Chris Paul had himself a really good game. 24 points for CP3, surpasses by 22,000 in his legendary career. Speaking of legends, Luka legend well on his way. The Don nails another 3. And he got some help from guys like Josh Green. Curry trying his best to keep the Warriors around. That 3 cuts their deficit down to 7. Steph had 25. But when it's winning time, Luka withstands a nasty crossover from Steph. One more look at this one. Steph nails the 3. With Kyrie on the mend trying to fight back from injury, how big has Dante Exum been for the Mavs? I wasn't familiar with your game. 19 points for Dante to go along Luka's 39, 8, and 10. It's the Mavs winning by 10 on the road against the Warriors. The Detroit Pistons have tied an NBA record for losses. They've lost 28 games in a row. If they lose 29, it'll be them alone on the wrong side of history with Pascal Siakam and the Raptors in their building. Could Cade Cunningham finally help this Pistons squad get over the hump? He got him off to a good start. He scores. Then Siakam, who had a monster game, responds with a bucket of his own. Cade, doing all he can to get these Pistons involved, finds Jalen Duran, beautiful bounce, beautiful score for the big fella. We get a little bit of showtime from Jaden Ivey, who finds Kevin Knox for the no-look down. By the way, I don't want to see no-look passes until you win a game. I don't want to see nothing flashy. Just get the ball to you guys for buckets, as like Cade does in the 2nd and 3rd to Durant. You see, Cade, no flashy stuff. We need to win a freaking game. We've lost 28 in a row. I don't want to see flashy when you lost that many games in a row, especially when the Raptors make the run that they did in the 3rd. It's Dennis Schroeder nailing the 3. Toronto's now got the lead. Siakam was deep in that bag, and it's Louis. 35 points for Pascal Siakam. He puts the Raptors in position to send Detroit home with another L. But in the fourth, how about Ivy making the pass that I want to see? Right to Cade, who nails the three. And then Cunningham. Don't need no passes this time around. Leave him open, I make you pay. It's Cunningham taking over for the Pistons. Who finna lose 29 in a row? Not us. Maybe, just maybe they are. Gary Trent Jr. nails the three with a second to go. All the Pistons got to do is inbound the ball and they end this crazy losing streak. But it is Detroit. What if they can't inbound the ball? The ball is in the air. The Raptors got a chance. Bogdanovich comes down with it. And ladies and gentlemen, the Pistons finally win a game. They hold on by the thinnest of hairs to end their NBA record losing streak, 129-127 against the Raptors. Welcome to another episode of the Who's FERRO podcast. I am yours truly, the one and only, I'm FERRO. Happy New Year's Eve to everybody out there. You see how things can change. In this episode, we kicked it off with the Detroit Pistons losing a heartbreaker to the NBA's best team, the Boston Celtics, trying to end that 27-game losing streak at the time. By the end of the episode, we showed the Detroit Pistons nearly losing again, but they ended up winning a game finally against the Toronto Raptors. Just like your life, I'm sure you've had a lot of things happen for good and for bad in the last calendar year. And on the last day of the year, we celebrate all that stuff and more. So again, Happy New Year's to you and your family out there as we kick that bad boy off in just a few hours time here. Happy New Year's to everybody out there. Real quick, I do want to talk a little bit of LeBron turning 39, not bringing in his new year and birthday the way he would have liked to. It's an L in Minnesota. I do want to touch on this big-time trade in the NBA, at least for December's purposes. We'll talk about that and a couple other things. First things first, though, I want to show some love to today's sponsor. That will be Underdog Fantasy. If you did not see earlier, please use the promo code FERRO. Yeah, that's my code. And you will get your first deposit match. As you can see on your screen right now, your boy FERRO has been racking up the dubs via Underdog Fantasy. I'm trying to help you out, man. It ain't got to just be me alone. Tap in right now, Underdog Fantasy. Use code FERRO. And again, that first deposit's going to get matched up to $100. We're really going to hit Underdog Fantasy hard in 2024. You're going to see a lot of Underdog Fantasy. We're going to do right by our sponsors around here. So get ready. I promise you it's going to be a lot of Underdog Fantasy in 2024. Now, as we finish up 2023, a big-time trade happened in the NBA. The New York Knicks are finally giving up on their former number 3 overall pick, R.J. Barrett. They're shipping him and Emmanuel Quickly to Canada, to the Toronto Raptors. OG Anunoby, Malachi Flynn, Precious Achiuwa are all heading to the Big Apple in New York. Presumably, OG Anunoby will be the defensive anchor that the Knicks have desperately needed. I'm just thinking back here in my mind, the Knicks over the years struggled with Trae Young. OG Anunoby, even though he's a bigger guard, can be a forward. He could have success and lock in, get in the chair and guard Trae last year. Though Jimmy Butler didn't have the greatest series against the Knicks, again, if you have to deal with them going forward, now you got a guy that can get the responsibility and role of guarding said guy. And one thing I like about OG Anunoby, he's not a guy that's going to stop the other team's best player from getting to 15, 20 points, or hell, even their average oftentimes. But he's going to make life a lot more difficult. And you look at his stat line and you say, man, James Harden had 28 points. Well, if it took him 28 shots to get there, I feel like my defender did his job. Some of these guys are so great at scoring. You heard Steve Kerr the other day mention how these stars around the league know these rules left and right, know how to finagle the whistle. OG Anunoby is pretty much as good as it gets for today's NBA. as a defender. When I'm looking at the trade, though, to be honest with you guys, it felt like both teams kind of underwhelmed. Like, we've been hearing these rumblings and rumors about the Toronto Raptors looking to shake things up, and a couple of their pieces are going to get moved. We've heard rumblings about Anunoby. We've heard rumblings about Siakam. I mean, I hear you. I think Emmanuel Quickly's got a chance at getting a contract extension in Toronto. RJ Barrett's already in the midst of a new contract there. I mean, obviously, I know it's kind of like a homecoming for him, right? But I don't know. I don't know what this means for him. I gotta feel, where his mind's at. Getting traded. We'll hear from him, I'm sure, in the upcoming days about the move. We'll see. It could be a great thing for the Raptors. You see what they're trying to do. They do struggle to get free agents. They do struggle to get guys that want to play in Canada. But I don't know. From the Knicks' perspective, look, I like the Anunoby piece. Jalen Brunson's not known to be a great defender. Julius Randle's not known to be a great defender. You believe you have enough offensively and where Brunson's taking his team and where you felt comfortable not only moving off Barrett, but Quickly as well. Quickly's one of my favorite, little combo guards that comes in the game and can light it up from a stat sheet. I'm assuming the Knicks felt like, to get us over the hump, we need something different. I'm just thinking about the RJ Barrett thing in totality with some of the deals that we've heard over the years in which RJ Barrett's name has been kind of flickered out there in. Just feels like it's a little underwhelming to only get Anunoby in that trade. And, Precious Achiuwa, I think, is going to end up being much more value than his name did appear in the trade on the first day of it happening, right? But again, you please let me know your thoughts on this Raptors-Knicks trade. To me, it is a blockbuster. It's going to kick off the blockbuster 2024 as we get closer to the trade deadline. I think it is an important move, and it could be the difference in the Knicks getting to the Eastern Conference Finals versus, topping out in the second round of the playoffs. And we close out this episode of the Hoops FERRO podcast showing love kinda to LeBron James. The refs didn't show a lot of love to LeBron and the Lakers as you see him pull up for three, seemingly tying this game up against Minnesota, which, by the way, for those who don't remember, last year on LeBron's birthday, he absolutely torched the Atlanta Hawks in Atlanta and allegedly had this crazy private party in Atlanta. 2 Chainz, all type of celebrities came out. His mom came in town. Y'all know Savannah don't be on the road like that at a lot of them games, at least publicly. She was on the front row. LeBron was trying to have another one of them games against Minnesota, against the young fella AE and the Timberwolves that are surging. But the refs had other plans. They say LeBron's foot was on the line as he nailed what would have been the game-tying three-pointer there. Look, man, I've watched this thing like 15 times. I still don't know whether it was a 3 or a long 2 from LeBron. I can tell you the one thing I have a problem with, the refs went to the monitor, and if you heard my highlight, they confirmed that was a 2-pointer. I don't know how they confirmed that was a 2, unless they got a look that we ain't been able to see, and it wasn't there on the broadcast when I created this highlight. I don't know how they confirmed it was a 2. If you want to stick with what you called on the court, I'm good with that. No problems there. But to confirm it, how in the hell did you confirm that was a 2-pointer? You ruined a damn legendary moment from LeBron on his 39th birthday. Sheesh Louise, how you going to confirm that? That was a cold-blooded pull-up 3-pointer. Lakers go to OT. LeBron have it his way. He wins that bad boy for his squad. In OT, bringing in 39. How many more birthdays can this dude play at the level that he's playing at right now? Lakers get a much-needed win, get the momentum going into the new year against the NBA's best team out west. But no, the refs confirmed that was a 2. Again, I'm not tripping over the call on the court. How do you tell me you confirmed that? That's all I'm saying. You want to leave it as is? I'm good with that. You ain't confirmed that. Happy New Year's, LeBron. Happy darn birthday as well. 39 years young. He still looks incredible, by the way. Complete honor to cover this man playing basketball night in, night out. I want to thank y'all so much for rocking with me day in, day out, night in, night out. It's a time, love, and support. It's what your boy don't take for granted. It's going to be a lot of LeBron, hopefully, in 2024. A lot of FERRO in 2024, a lot of you and me, bobbing, building, all that great stuff in 2024. Again, happy New Year's to you and the fam. That clock is 20 down. For 2023, I want to say this one last time. Thank you. If you watch a second of one freaking video, it was your time, your love, and support that I will never take for granted. You could have been anywhere else, but you're rocking out with your boy. Happy New Year. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing.
Why build theirs when I believe I can build my own?
You've already done it, or I wouldn't be here.
I'm already the only elite sports and music journalist in the game today. My goal is simple, to be the best there's ever been. So, please don't go. Make sure you subscribe and follow the journey. It truly means everything to me. I tell stories, I talk music, I cover sports, I am culture, I am FERRO.